All right, Wolfpack, we got the final hump day of 2022, and what a workout to go out with our final Wednesday. We're going to do some barbell work, and then we're going to do a deadlift and gymnastics workout. So it's going to be a pretty nasty Wednesday. Hope you guys are feeling okay from the first couple days and the long weekend. We can push some intensity on this final Wednesday. Excuse me. Then we'll go from there. So we're just going to do an 8-minute EMOM. Little different setup, so I kind of flip-flop the movements here. I wanted the second hang power clean to be a little bit more challenging, forcing us to use the hip extension, the pull angles, the speed under the bar to make this happen, because obviously you're doing this first rep and you're fatigued. Second rep is always harder, plus we are eliminating half of your power since you can't pull from the floor. So not only is this going to be a weight management tool, but also going to really force you to focus on the movement at hand, make sure you're doing it perfect, not going too heavy too soon, building the weight, getting a feel for this complex, right? So it's kind of backwards of what we normally would do, but it's going to be fun. We're going to switch it up a little bit. So again, full power clean from the floor. You have all the power, so you really just need to focus on bar path angles, right? Getting to your extension point, catching in a good solid position so that as we can replicate this for the next one, you don't have the power from the floor, so you really have to track to the knees, right? Really be even more explosive vertical, getting that barbell lifted, and then rely on your fast feet out and then your fast elbows in front so you can get yourself into a catch position, right? Because your power is going to be definitely limited here or fatigued, right? So you're not going to be able to lift the bar quite as high. So we're definitely going to have to start working on dropping under and catching under. So if you normally catch in a pretty high power clean position, or your feet go out a little bit wide, we stand tall, you're probably going to need to focus on some catch position in the light ones, or maybe even as we warm up doing some tall cleans, working on dropping under and catching that power clean in as close to a squat as possible, but obviously right above a squat, in that little position, like right above the squat. So still power. Guys, you can build yourself to a heavy complex. Again, you probably want to take the first few to feel out, right? Kind of feel the difference between the two movements. That way, as we build our weight up, there's no surprise in how much more challenging the hang power cleans are going to be on the backside. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a hinge warm up, a little bit of posterior chain warm up, obviously pull warm up, since we have a bunch of it down here. This is kind of to the tune of the last few Wednesdays. Really enjoyed working through these like different rep counts, adding weight, dropping the reps. It's kind of been interesting and a really, really good stimulus. So this one I think is going to be challenging purely because we're getting a lot of deadlift volume. The weights are going up. We're getting a lot of gymnastics volume. And these movements, as they kind of compile each other, they actually add fatigue for the next movement. So we're starting off with deadlifts and toes to bar. Obviously, both are very midline intensive. Both make breathing very challenging, which means your heart rate's going to be very, very high from the get-go. And as we go along, right, there's really not much time to rest and recover other than these 60-second rests where you're basically changing your weight and it's time to go again. So we need to choose an appropriate weight, especially for the first one. These rounds should be pretty fast, pretty intense. It is meant to pump you up. It is meant to add fatigue so that we can learn how to work through, right, these movements and these movements with some added fatigue, which would be like if we were simulated the end of a workout later down the road. Okay, so 3 rounds, 12 deadlifts. Choose a lighter weight than we normally do in Metcons. It's normally 185, 135 for RX. RX Plus is usually 225, so that's going to be your second barbell. So we need to go a little bit lighter, something that you can probably do 12 unbroken every single set. Even with the grip fatigue, it shouldn't be something that you have to really strain to get through. Something you can even hold like a less full grip, right? Kind of just like monkey grip around the bar, so you're actually not fatiguing your forearms as much as you need. But it should be something super simple that you can actually focus on breathing through the movement, not having to grit through it too much. And then our toes to bar movement, or our gymnastic movement, needs to be more core intense than these ones. These are obviously more pulling gymnastics. This needs to be a little bit more midline attacks, so that as we go along, we do have that midline fatigue for the heavier deadlifts. Forces us to brace our midline and our posterior chain a little bit more. So probably 3 to 4 sets maximum here. That way we can get through these rounds, right? If this is unbroken or 2 sets, you're looking at 30 or so seconds. These probably need to be done in about the same time, 45 to a minute. So even if you call it 90 seconds, right? We're getting this workout done in 4.5 to 5 minutes. It's still going to give you time to get through the rest of the workout in the cap, since it is a 20-minute cap. So just make sure we're choosing appropriate movements and weights for that. So we set ourselves up for success. Rest 60 seconds, add weight to our normal working movement deadlift weight, whatever we normally do in workouts when we have high volume deadlifts is what we want to do here. The reps are up to 10 of our first least technical pulling gymnastic movement that we have. That's what we want to use here, since we will be increasing the technicality on the next round. But we need to be able to choose a movement that we can get through this. Again, same thing, 3 sets, maybe 4 maximum towards the end if there's fatigue. But we still should be able to string some together here. That way we're not getting stuck on this. And then the deadlift weight here, again, probably no more than 2 sets to get through this. Minute rest, and then the final one is 3 rounds, heaviest deadlift bar of the day. Okay, challenging ourselves to, again, no more than 2 sets on the bar. We still should be able to cycle this. It's still something that we can maintain good speed on the deadlifts, good back angles, right? It shouldn't be like where we deadlift and then it's like, right? It's like a 1 rep max deadlift for 8 reps. I really think we should be holding on to the bar, focusing on the cycling. So we're adding the grip fatigue, we're adding the midline fatigue, and then we're going to use our probably our second most technical pull-up motion that we have in the bag. Again, this is a challenging movement for people to string together. I think you're okay doing singles here, but best bet is obviously doing more than one at a time. But if we only have singles on chest to bar and you want to get the volume in, I think this is a good application to do it right here. Right, so 20-minute yap, right? Even if these take you all 6 minutes, right, or 5 minutes, 6, 12, 18, still gives you a couple minutes on the cap. So it's plenty of time to get it done. We just got to choose appropriate weights, choose appropriate gymnastic movements, and everything will be all good. Have a great hump day. See you in the gym. Bye.